What are undesigned coincidences? If you've dabbled in Christian apologetics, chances are you've come across this phrase. But what's the real deal when people toss it around? What's the meaning behind it? Sometimes two historical records incidentally touch on the same point in a manner that would be very unlikely if one of them copied from the other, or if both were copied from a common source. For example, one account of an event may leave out a bit of information, leaving some natural question unanswered, while a different account indirectly supplies the missing detail and, in so doing, answers that question. When this happens, the best explanation is that both records are grounded in the actual historical event. That's why the two bits fit together so well. Forgers do not want to leave loose ends like this that might raise awkward questions. They take care to tie everything together neatly, but these are the sorts of things that we would expect to find in authentic records of the same real event told by different people who knew what they were talking about. I often find that starting with a modern hypothetical example is most effective. Let's say the police receive a phone call about a bank robbery and rush to the scene. They begin questioning witnesses who claim to have seen the incident. One mentions that the bank robber was wearing untied tennis shoes, while the other describes the robber tripping and almost falling as they fled. Interestingly, the person talking about the trip doesn't mention the untied shoelace and vice versa. This is an example of an undesigned coincidence. The untied shoelace could easily explain the tripping, providing the answer to the question, why did the robber trip? It's like fitting puzzle pieces together, where each witness seems to contribute to the larger picture of what happened. Because reality seamlessly aligns, so do their statements. Let's take it out of the realm of the hypothetical and look at some more modern historical examples from the Anne Frank narratives. Ronnie Goldstein Van Cleef recalls Auschwitz arrivals being divided with shouts of this side, that side. Hannah Elizabeth Pitt Goslar recounts Mengele's Reichslinks. Why the division? Leni D. Jan Van Naarden explains, the very old and the young were separated and sent to the crematorium. Here's another example. Rachel Van Amaragen Frankfurter remembers Anne and Margot going to the fence, thinking that Anne knew somebody on the free side. Why all the fence visits? Did they know somebody? We find out from Hannah Elizabeth Pitt Goslar that she spoke to Anne while she was in Bergen-Belsen, and she occasionally tossed her Red Cross packages. Numerous undesigned coincidences create a web across the Gospels. John clarifies the synoptics, the synoptic Gospels shed light on John, and the synoptics even explain each other. Beyond that, we find many more connections between the letters of the Apostle Paul and the book of Acts. Here's one gospel example. Matthew 14:1-2. Herod hears about Jesus, thinking that it's John the Baptist risen, making this comment to his servants. How does Matthew know this? We find out in Luke 8:3 that Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's household manager, is introduced. We discover Jesus' followers had ties among Herod's servants, revealing how Matthew got the details. It's clear from the context that Luke isn't explaining Matthew deliberately in some kind of crafty way, but it's a seamless connection. In this series, I will unravel numerous examples in short videos. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned as we journey through them one by one.